family and our dignitaries from government, from the Department of Sports, Recreation, and from the Jamaican High Commission. The family and our political leadership and our community leadership, the Rastafari, they are coming in the family of Ras Carlos Marisana DjeDje. They are stepping in. All we can be seated. Regarding Fancy, National Fancy, a defeating and a dignified and humane tribute, a memorial service of Ras Carlos Marisana DjeDje on the 31st of December 2023. Our program will be very tight. As the program director, I will try to request all the speakers to be very short, sweet, precise, pay their tribute to one of our reggae legends, one of our reggae freedom fighters. Our program, I will not be doing the welcoming. Our host, our elder, Dr. Sponseni Wagamchiz, will be doing the welcoming. We have the Rastafarian movement, the Rastafarian elders will be doing the opening. We are people of prayer. Prayer is power in our continent and in our movement. We will open with a prayer. We will open also with our national anthem, both the AU and the South African national anthem. And when we sing the national anthem, I will request those who are wearing their hats to take them, to put their hands out as we are going to be singing our national anthem. On that note, I will request that we begin with the singing of our national anthem. As I'm asking our audience to stand, that we sing the national anthem and go straight to our program. And in the meantime, Rajablane Mascapello will come forward as well to do the opening prayers. Because this is a dignified send-off and a tribute to one of our legends. A living legend on that note that was recognized by the government of Gauteng province and the national government also by supporting Carlos DjeDje.
See
Thank you. Rajawlanin Rastapelo, you can come forward to do the opening prayers for Rastafari and
Almighty I, Lefatsile no kila kukhosi Rastafari. Lefatsile bote bakile moholona ke bakukhosi Rastafari. Honne Rastafari ulithobile mawate. Alithoma dinuke. Beke manyata tholokala mothabenya harara. Kerona ba diata dipepa. Pau di pelu di pepa. Pau re sa tholetseng sefata o sa rona go diabolo. Kana re ka ikana ka tseo di leng maka. Ke ka mo re reng lona dikgoro tsa bogolo tala tsholetsegang bulang dipelo tsa lona maAfrika a mantlenyana mme kgosi ya kgalalelo e tsene pelong tsa lona. Kgosi ya kgalalelo ke mang? Ke Jehova Rastafari, yena ya tshelang e ba busa ka metha le matsatsi. Lona dikgoro tsholetsegang bulang dipelo tsa lona maAfrika a mantlenyana mme kgosi ya kgalalelo e tsene. Kgosi ya kgalalelo ke mang? Ke Jehova Rastafari, Rastafari ya matlantsweng. Lona dikgoro ke re mmitseng e reng Rastafari. Haile Selassie, King Rastafari. Haile Selassie, King Rastafari.
Kalamari, Bruce Nagas, Ababajana. Emperor
Haile Selassie, King Rastafari.
And Empress Menelai. To call us, we give him the passage, the way forward to continue his transition. As Rastafari, there is no death. We transition. We transform. We go into a higher realms. There is a land far, far away where there's no night, there's only day. Look into that book of life and you will see that there's a land far, far away. Yes, there's a land far, far away. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords sit upon rules us all. Rastafari.
Give thanks. I'm calling upon the CEO of the National State Theatre, Dr. Sibongiseni Mkhize. Siyabonga.
Ngiyabonga Program Director. And I would like to thank the organizers of this occasion for giving us the State Theatre an opportunity to welcome and say a few words. As I've already heard from the Program Director that time is on our side, I would just like to say my task this morning is to welcome all of you to the South African State Theatre, welcoming everyone who is here in different capacities. I would also like to acknowledge members of the family of our elder and our legend, Carlos DjeDje, our High Commissioner from Jamaica, who is here, and also our MEC from our provincial government, our MEC Morokani Mosopie. MEC, thank you very much for joining us for in this occasion that one doesn't normally plan for, because it's not in our hands. But as the State Theatre, we would like to say this is a moment to reflect, a moment to honor, and a moment to celebrate the life of Carlos. I did meet him a few times. In fact, I think he was one of the few people that came to my office when I joined the State Theatre in 2015. And he always showed a great deal of respect, and we had a lot to talk about. Even when he was going to Jamaica, we also spoke about that with excitement, and we will miss him because he was part of the State Theatre family. And as the State Theatre, I would like to express our sincere condolences to his family, also to the artistic family and the musical family of South Africa and the world, because we have lost a true legend, a person who has contributed immensely to the arts, culture, and heritage, not only of our country, but also of our continent and the diaspora. We will miss Carlos, and as the State Theatre, as I said, this was his home. He loved being here, and we have also lost. It's a great loss, not only to his family, but also to us as an institution. May his soul rest in peace.
An interesting part, Carlos DjeDje passed or transitioned on the day where Bantu Biko was born, on the 18th of this month, on Monday. The memorial of Carlos DjeDje happens also on the day Thomas Sankara was born. Very important timeline in our historical archives. Many Rastafarian elders here, activists, will acknowledge you as we are going on this program. The family also, we want to thank you for allowing us to reflect and to have this tribute to our elder. We hope that this is not the first and the last. Interesting also, it is important to share with you that also Carlos DjeDje had a very beautiful history of this country. He has traveled the vast of this country. He was not only the elder of Swani, he traveled the whole country. He was known almost every province. That's how important it is. As a reggae media practitioner, I don't know how many times I've interviewed Carlos DjeDje in Orlando West in Soweto. He kept on pestering me at some point, says, I need interviews. And one of the best interviews he had with our national TV, SABC, if some of you will still recall, it was in this stage, in this hall, in this Malongo Theatre, that Carlos wanted to revive reggae here where we are today. This was one of the stages that he brought many artists here from Limpopo, Elder Chahulane. He was bringing everyone here most of the time. They like to be band members, Tutukani Kwele, our sister Pumi. They will be here, our James Mange who's here also. This is the stage and the theater that Carlos built many of his ideas in his life. Sister Ayanda, if you can come forward so that we are able to move, then we read the biography so that once you are done, they will go on. Thank you.
I'm Ayanda DjeDje. I am here to read the brief profile of the late DjeDje Carlos Marisana DjeDje. Carlos Marisana DjeDje was born at Lady Selborne, South Africa on January 31st, 1950. He is the son of Emmanuel Mosengani and Sunny DjeDje. He is born in a family of 6. As a firstborn child, he grew up in Mozambique until he was 9 years old, then moved back to South Africa with his parents. His love and passion for music started in his early years. He created his first guitar with iron steel and strings. His schooling years started at Waninga Primary School. He finished schooling in Standard 6 to pursue his passion for music. He started his professional musical career at the age of 18 with a group called The Movers, and later followed his love for reggae music. His musical content and lyrics drove him deep into resistance and activism. Carlos Marisana DjeDje is the pioneer of reggae music in Africa. A legendary music promoter, an activist, and freedom fighter who contributed in the South African liberation struggle project through music. This world-renowned reggae legend has traveled all over the world in places such as Japan, Spain, Sweden, Germany, Soweto, Malaysia, UK, America, Eswatini, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Namibia, just to mention a few, including Jamaica in 2017 October, where he was invited, honored, and awarded by the government of Jamaica during the celebration of the most celebrated activist in the world, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, for Carlos DjeDje's contribution to reggae music in Africa and the world. In response to the honor, Ras Carlos DjeDje said, I quote, "It felt like a dream coming true when I walked on the red carpet with an army and police guard of honor. As I proceeded to lay a wreath at Marcus Garvey's grave after the governor did. The music industry mourns his passing because he miraculously survived arrest and death attempts by the previous apartheid regime for his ability to attract black and white audiences at his events, and for the conscious political lyrics in his music. That led to the national broadcaster, the South African Broadcasting Corporation, known as the SABC, banning and censoring some of his songs. The iconic and legendary Carlos DjeDje, aka King of the Jungle, aka Santana, and the Universal Peacekeeper has passed away peacefully at Kalafong Hospital on Monday, December 18, 2023 at 1 a.m. May the soul of Carlos, King of the Jungle, Santana DjeDje, rise in power.
Don't be surprised that you don't see Carlos DjeDje bed here. They will come immediately after the message coming from the Jamaican government. We are taking the radical rebels from Mamelodi to render an item, and then it will be followed by the message coming from Jamaica, and the Carlos DjeDje band will also give us a befitting tribute. Give thanks.
All right, greetings in the name of Emperor Haile Selassie, I kill Rastafari. Are you feeling irate?
Rastafari.
Yes, I remember that people were doing this for our late elder, Elder Carlos DjeDje. We say, with love and respect, may his soul rise in power. called fire. All right, brand new selection. reggae in South Africa. The mama is a dealer, and the DjeDje's as a pioneer reggae in South Africa. Remember I tell you, I said travel in the east, travel in the west. Take reggae music and take it out the best. I don't say I'm the man with the tip of the chest. Going down in the ghetto or uptown, they call us DjeDje's the one. They call us DjeDje's the one. Tell you about the man who is the Rasta man. God says, you're the man. Are you ready? Fire! Sing it out. Ready? Fire! Oh yeah, I'm a baby. What's on fire? Call us DjeDje's fire. Real fireman in a reggae music. Never go and never manage the music. Never go to Babylon and in a dreams. Even show Babylon second man hard credit. Amen. How we them want it, include them down. With them guitar and them lyrics them around them as well. This a dumb call us DjeDje's. We real Rasta man. Coming in Africa and train one filter. Call us DjeDje's my fireman. DjeDje's my fireman. Baba Nadia, call us DjeDje's my fireman. Nana Maxi, call us DjeDje's my fireman. One love, one identity to you all. We can call us DjeDje's. Thank you.
The poor man sitting down, is looking at the time, hoping and praying for better to come. But the leader telling him everything will be fine. Put him in trust, and to the most high. Cause deep down you know what they say. Oh my God, oh my God.
That was the Radical Rebels. We give thanks for Rajaulani to also feature in this paying tribute to Carlos DjeDje's. I will be calling upon the High Commissioner of Jamaica, based in South Africa, Honorable Joan Thomas Edwards, to come and read a message of tribute, condolences coming from the Jamaican Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Honorable Olivia Grange, who also welcomed Carlos in 2017. An interesting part is also 30 years when Carlos was in Japan. If you saw some of the gallery images that are coming, Carlos was captured live in Japan in 1993. Before the New Dawn, before the 1994 period, Carlos DjeDje was there. After the High Commissioner, I will also ask that this Nibalo, the family member, to come, to be ready also. And the Carlos DjeDje band will immediately come after these two speakers. So please, when the artists are chanting, let us join them so that we give them the energy back. The High Commissioner, you can come forward. This is the second time actually the High Commissioner is being brought back from Jamaica here. In the same building, we once had I think we had a session in 2012 or 2010, between 2010 and 2011, when we were talking about the role of reggae music in the liberation struggle. Now, Carlos transitioned the same year that the lead band member of the Third World, Igbo Cooper, transitioned this year, and Carlos follows him. It was at DjeDje's Museum, but we started it here when we were looking at the role of reggae in the liberation struggle, and it was during the Black History Month, what we call the Reggae Month in February. So the High Commissioner has been supportive. I always told him that Rastas are street diplomats. So wherever we move, we always bring diplomacy, we always bring culture, and we bring consciousness. Rastafari.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. It is my pleasure to be here. I also want to acknowledge the MEC, Madame Mosukuye, who is here in our midst. But foremostly, I extend my condolences on behalf of the High Commission and on behalf of the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. You know, Carlos was very special to Jamaica. I was also very heartened to see the Mamelodi band, and I feel encouraged that reggae is still alive in South Africa. So I proceed with my message from Minister Grange. I was saddened to learn of the passing of the South African cultural icon, Carlos DjeDje. Any celebration of South Africa's liberating victory over apartheid must take into consideration the musical and cultural inputs of Carlos DjeDje during that era of the struggle for freedom. Recognized as the father of South African reggae, he was influenced by Jamaican aesthetics, Rastafarian consciousness, and liberating ethics. He understood the role of culture and music as a revolutionary force. During the era when the apartheid system prevailed, Carlos DjeDje's lyrics not only challenged the apartheid regime, but equally rebuked their Western supporters. Songs like Make It Bond Them, Remember Them, No Apartheid, and Ahoy Africa are potent anti-colonial songs that have and will continue to encourage and educate generations to advocate and liberate through reggae. It Don't Kill the Rastas. Carlos invokes Lucky Dube, Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey, Samora Machel, Che Guevara, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X, among others. These great icons have paved the way for a better world. The mighty African lion is reported to have said, I carry the struggle through reggae music, even today, but the continent is not free from wars, diseases, corruption, that kind of thing. And who is suffering? The children, the mothers, they're the ones suffering. So for me, it's a luta continua. the struggle goes on. And so it behoves us all to continue that struggle. His influence on new artists such as late South African Sahara led to songs like Lilowe, a reference to the trains that took black males to Joburg to work in the diamond mines during the apartheid system, and educating young fans about the perils of apartheid. Carlos's passing is a profound loss for both African and reggae music globally, but his legacy lives. It will still stay alive in the young conscious artists who will follow his lead and employ music as a voice on behalf of the oppressed, to carry the principles and spirituality of Rastafari forward and to serve humanity, spreading all its values. His work, more than that of many, involved the closing words of the Jamaican National Pledge, which speaks to playing our parts in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Carlos played his part and played it well. It is therefore no coincidence that in October 2017, the government of Jamaica saw it fitting to award Carlos during celebrations of Jamaica's first national hero, Marcus Messiah Garvey, of Carlos's contribution to reggae music in Africa and the world. As Minister with responsibility for culture and entertainment, I salute Carlos DjeDje's for the role he played in popularizing Jamaican music, spreading the message of our people and the fight for freedom through reggae. The Jamaican music fraternity salutes you, Carlos. Carlos DjeDje's worldly body is now asleep, but his spirit still soars. Like that of those who went before him, particularly his fellow musical freedom fighters, the likes of Peter Tosh, Bonnie Wailer, and Bob Marley, with whom he will now join forces in the celestial realm, chanting for freedom. The baton is now passed to us, all of us, to continue the struggle. The spirit of Carlos Aristana DjeDje lives in all of us. Aluta continua. Olivia Great, Minister of Culture, Entertainment, Gender Express. I thank you.
Aluta continua. Long live the spirit of Carlos DjeDje. Long live. Magaphile Carlos DjeDje. Magaphile. As we have said that the Rasta doesn't commemorate death, we transition. Even if you go to Addis Ababa, they will talk about that we don't know death. We know life. So, as it has been said, I was thinking when Elder James was telling me that when Carlos was in Jamaica, he called him when he was with Bunny Wailer, the late surviving member of the Wailing Wailers. Excited to have met Bunny Wailer, Carlos there, and go into the grave of Marcus Garvey. And I think you'll always get that connection of Carlos, Jamaica, South Africa, Soweto, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini. Now let us give the family to share with us Carlos DjeDje in the house, in the family. Not Carlos DjeDje in the street, not the Carlos DjeDje, the king of the jungle. Who was Carlos DjeDje, Brasil? You'll be sharing with us as we are celebrating this legend. Ralobo.
Afternoon, Jamal, Jan family, Minister, MEC, High Commissioner, and all the protocol followed. I'm Sidney Baloi, Carlos' cousin. And we are all from Akrihi, from Soldier side. We grew up together, though he was his senior to me. But we interchanged, going out, sometimes leave at Carlos' home, we come at my place, my mother, my sisters, and everybody at home. I would like to be frank, so very anything. I just want to know this in my heart. I had a brother who passed on, Donald. My brother and Carlos would always argue about music and life and everything. But one thing that I like about my brother Carlos is one. He never took it personally. He was a good person, a family man. I think her daughter, Josette, has got much to say about her father. Loving, caring, he would always come at home when my mother was still alive. Even now when she's just passed on. He would come, Yaka, Auntie Martha, Yaka Wabune. Namnani Yaka, Auntie Sani, Karo Maria, Karo Penny, Elfi the late, Elfi Ukona, Rose the late, La Puti who passed on. So he was a good guy. I remember one day there was some celebration and Buntu was getting married. And when I was home, they were playing music, then I came in. Little did I know that I'm going to play something. And I went to the room, there were CDs on top of the table. And I took one CD, Rare F. And I played one track, Ma. Talk about Ma. Then everybody started screaming at home. And they said, who's playing that song? Then I went out, they said, Kasi no, not my music. I said, no, I know music. And they'll explain everything that the late father will say, what's that nonsense that you're playing? Take it off. But, you know, as a family, we did things together. I still tell my sister Corey, Sis Maria, you're my family. And Carlos Day, he came, there was some function here. And Carlos was the spokesperson, full of jokes. He loved joking, he loved interacting with people. Wherever he went, Carlos would see to me that whatever he wanted. Even musicians would engage with them. People help this other person, help that other guy. He was a really father. We really missed him. He's still short. He passed on Monday, but the void that is in us is great. We really miss him. The Rastafarian family, we didn't miss the person alone, but with us as a family. I wouldn't like to say much, but a little, I think, I've spoken the heart of the family. Thank you. Thank you for your love. One thing in closing, I like to say when we are together with the family, you know, a funeral is something that touches people. Look, the multitude of people that are here, that affect us saying, wow, we really love you. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much.
Tate Signibaloi, Atensa, Renoleboa, Asante Sana, give thanks. As we are introducing this reggae band of Carlos DjeDje, we are just giving you also the journey musically of Carlos DjeDje with this band. How far they've come, how far they are going. So we'll take this and we'll be getting to our second program, the second phase of our program where we call it Open Mic Tribute. The friends, participants, neighbors, colleagues, people who work with Carlos will be coming to an interesting part where we are going to be getting secrets and sacred stories about Carlos DjeDje. Makunu Tota, who was Carlos DjeDje again musically. Let the band take over of Carlos DjeDje band.
Madam, nake orthodox artist, nake baraka Papa Carlos, Benke, Papa Carlos na visa the protectors, nele Carlos DjeDje the protectors. So Rodolfo Lala something from Carlos DjeDje, some of his songs. Thank you. Old pirates, yes, they abide. They sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from that bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. So won't you help me to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, yeah. Sing. 'Cause all I ever had, yeah, yeah. Redemption song. One more time. 'Cause all I ever had was redemption song. Thank you so much. This one is called Sing Along If You Know It. I hear my brothers crying, I hear my sisters screaming, I see my people crying, I see my children dying. How long must they separate us? How long must they starve us? How long must they kill us? How long? Brutalize us. In this land of plenty, in this land of diamond, in this land of gold, in our land of platinum, in our land of sunshine, in our land of gold. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. No single way, they say that skies are cool. Mama, she was fine, they say mama, she a moon. Good person gets over like when I want food. But don't you see that I got it, 414. Never go back, get on getting 414. Said I make it punch at the man, go, go. Said I make it punch at the man, go, go. Humpty Dumpty, sing along, let's go. Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty. I can hear you, hey! Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty. Is a woolly Africa. Is a little. Is a woolly Africa. Is a little. From Cape to Cairo. Is a little. From Morocco to Madagascar. Is a Carlos, no? Yeah, no, that was a legend. And all of these steps he used to do, even right up until his, I first met him, I think he was in his late 60s. And I was a student studying back then. I got to play him in a autobiography of his life, which I'm very, very proud that we're able to do. Shout out to Rusty, Dr. Rusty, and Patrick Bukawa for writing a beautiful song, musical called King in the Jungle. And of course, Mushidi, shout out to you. It was such an interesting musical, that one that we did. And through that, I got to learn a lot about reggae music. I got to learn a lot about the power of love. But most importantly, I got to learn a lot about being an artist and being a human being. And that's what Carlos is all about. First and foremost, he was one of the most humble human beings ever. He greeted and treated us with respect. Doesn't matter how old or young you are. When I met him, I was in school. We were gonna do a show of his and I was nervous. I had to play him. Which is also something, as I said, I'm very proud about, because it's very rare that you play somebody or give somebody their flowers while they're still alive. And I remember through this, we were able to show him his legacy while he was still alive. And every night he came on that stage, he gave it his all, even though it was old, but he gave it his all. So today I'm gonna ask everyone who's here to really, really celebrate. In the name of Carlos, we're gonna turn this place upside down and we're gonna celebrate a life well lived. This one is called Children. Enjoy. Children of the Rastafari, the nation of Rastafari, I am You say DjeDje, Carlos. Carlos. When I say Carlos, you say DjeDje, Carlos. Carlos. When I say Carlos, you say DjeDje, Carlos. Carlos. Long live. Yeah, no. Thank you. It was always a jam, man. It was always a jam. And those that know King Inari Chamble definitely know it was always a jam. The curtain would close and the theater would close and the guy would hold the tabs like this is my show. I'm gonna perform. Okay? He didn't care. He didn't wanna know. As long as the music is still jamming and the beat is still on in his heart, that show is not gonna stop. And that's exactly what's gonna happen today. Are you guys ready to rock and rip? This one is called the King Inari Champion. Hey! King Inari Champion. The King Inari Champion. Inari Champion. The King Inari Champion. Inari Champion.
I want you to repeat after me. For the very last time. I want you all to chant Carlos, who's the chicken and the champion. And you guys say Carlos, who's the chicken and the champion. And you guys say Carlos, who's the chicken and the champion. Yeah, Carlos, I say who's the chicken and the champion.
The first. Yeah, we give thanks to us and ones, the band, the artist. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
One love still. Rastafari, we celebrate, we don't mourn. So let us celebrate the artists, you know, to all the artists, just artists. Everybody who came on the stage, you know, and everybody who came through. Papa Mange, Jarod, all the musicians. I see you, Boba and Boba there, even the sister, Mohammed there. But thank you all the musicians, Robert Lee, Rodo Sapota, Papa Kalosi, the family. One love, one love, one love, one love.
We give thanks to the Woka. You know, this was Carlos DjeDje's band, so there was no way I can say just perform one item because we want to be strict with performances. But this was a legacy again. This was just to rewind the cassette back again, you know, those memories. Now we are going to the open mic tribute. I will call Sangu, Bukaba, Orthodox, Rose Happy Times, TUT as campus to come forward to pay your tribute to Carlos DjeDje. And I'll ask my speakers to be short, sweet, radical, revolutionary, to the point about the life and times of Carlos DjeDje. Sangu, Bukaba, Orthodox, Rose Happy Times, and TUT as campus, if you can come forward to come and render your message of tribute to the family and to the friends and family of Carlos DjeDje.
Jumela, Liga. As you can see, I'm not Sangu Bukaba. I'm the yellow-bone version of him. Unfortunately, I'm standing on his behalf. He had an emergency. They had to rush the wife to hospital. He was meant to be here, but so we're praying that everything goes well from his side because we know very, very well how close he was. Liti Brafanot. And one thing I can give Sangu a hat, barking a feather on his cap, is because of he celebrated the life of our legend while he was still alive. It's very rare that we see productions being done to people who are still alive. And Sanku and Dr. Rostislava Pashkevich Ngobeni, she's not also here, she had to go. So both of them are not here, but I'm just standing on their behalf, and I hope that to the family, I go too much, I'll be as short as my height, but I just wanted to say, Carlos, you've left us a legacy. We're not mourning. And after this, a story, my out-of-body experience that I can share with you. I don't have time now, but to tell you that since that experience I've had, I'm no longer scared of death. I know that we transition, and I know there is another place. He is looking upon us now, actually celebrating with us. So if you are mourning, I don't know which revelation do you have. All I want to tell you is that yeah, so I just want to give over to another lady who spent most of the time to the end here, and I will just stand next to you.
I thank you all for being here. They know we've been spending time with Tate Carlos. Because Tate Carlos really wise. He home late. I just spent that time in the arena. And Mama, I thank you. He got me married last year on the 16th of December. And again, he's one of our graduations. I hope the classmates are here. Give us a go, happy times, and the DJ's project. Just hold your hands. Business practice. He was on the 3rd level, NQ level 3, and he did it. He was graduating. We have an elder 108 years, Kuku Pito. I wish she was here, but because of the age, she couldn't make it. But on behalf of Rose Happy Times Elderly Care Project, we thank you and we love you, Dave. Thank you.
And I think if you were listening to the song about children, it shows how Carlos DjeDje had this love for children, love for the elderly. Brasol Chibambo, can I take you for now and call the speakers, and then we'll come with you? Can I call now the music, Brother Vusi Leo, if you're around, the South African Music Industry Council, with Vusi, if you're in our midst, if you can come forward. I think there's a rebel, because Mazga to Vusi, Lo as Vusi. Mazga. I think that this is a rap. And then followed by an associate artist also must be ready. He was with the Lucky Dube band. He's currently a member of parliament. He's a member of the political party. Eugene Teto will also follow. We did hijack Eugene actually because he was in the Lucky Dube band. He worked with Carlos. He has to come and reflect tonight. So we will ask them to be ready. Elder James Mange, be ready also. DjeDje's here. I'm going to take these 4 speakers and then we'll have a musical break on that. Because I think that we need to have speakers, then go on a musical break as we know, get adverts. I know, but for us, we don't know. And so let's see the music. Wamarasta. Tell you about
Abshini, Mijani, Taranga Nishishima, the office Beikulu, Gauteng Sports, Arts and Culture, even Nishishima, Baimbelere, Kwabu, Barigay, Bangalandini, Nishishima, Bamatiko, Yuambana, Natin Sangano, Yuambana Katona. Leti tinga hlangana namuntlha ku ta tsaka no celebrate vutomi bya nhenha leyi nga yimela Afrika-Dzonga hinkwayo eka vuyimbeleri bya reggae. Ni nga ni bela mavoko na ya xitiva xichangani. Colleagues, it's common culture that we now speak in English, express ourselves in English. My name is Stanley Koza. I'm a member of the South African Music Industry Council. I stand before you on behalf of the President, who has mandated me to speak on his behalf. In my language, I acknowledge all of you present here, making sure that I do not jump any protocol. From the South African Music Industry Council, it's a sad day again, in less than a month of mourning. We have lost not only a legend, but a father figure to all of us in the South African music industry. I was merely 18 when I came across a cassette at home, which was written Carlos DjeDje. My father had bought one because there were no CDs at the time. Little did I know that that was the school and the start of my journey to fight for change and advance the needs of my people within the communities. When was the last time you listened to a song with a message in the recently released music? Which song reminds you of the spirit of Lucky Dube? Which song have you produced as an artist recently that speaks to the social needs of our communities, that inspires hopes and changes the lives and the perspectives of the young ones? I stand here and reflect, not mourn, to the family of Brother Carlos. And I want to assure you that it's the most hardest thing to be reminded when someone has passed. As leaders, we have a responsibility to ensure that we fight for what is just, not amongst ourselves. I do not hear reggae music on radio anymore, but it is the only music that transcended the world and fought for our freedom that we attained in 1994. What happened to radio since then? What happened to television? What happened to community radio stations? What message are we sending across? So as we reflect and celebrate, I urge everyone to listen attentively to each and every message on each and every reggae song and tell me if that is not what delivered our freedom. On behalf of the Council, I want to publicly appeal to all powers that controls mediums and platforms to make reggae fashionable again. To the Department of Sport and Culture, Gauteng, can we please back reggae festivals and allow these reggae artists a platform to work? We used to go to baseline. I didn't smoke weed, I didn't understand weed, but I understood the consciousness and the music. And with those few words, on behalf of the Council, I wish to say to all of you, let us not be cowards, and let us not be leaders that don't lead transformation. Can we just find ourselves again and use reggae as a medium that transforms this society where we are? Thank you so much.
I don't want to transliterate you or what you have said. The reggae play, the airplay of reggae in 1994, it was called Special Programs on SABC, and they do reggae on Saturdays, SABCs like jazz on Sunday. There's been a battle, there's been a struggle to promote reggae. It is not an easy one. Come 2024, we hope there will be change in all our media spaces. And we want to acknowledge also the press that is here. We want to acknowledge cultural activists who are here also, who are joining us. And as I'm saying, it will be speaker after speaker. After Eugene, Ras James, be ready, and Kujiri. Sabo.
To God be the glory. Grace and peace to you all. I'm saying to God be the glory not because I am saying what has happened, it is good. But I'm saying to God be the glory because I was going to ask Tatu James Mange to come with me. And when I arrive here, he's here. So God precedes his word and he provides signs if what you are thinking is right. I greet the leadership in government, Gauteng MEC. May I also greet the Minister of Arts, Gender, Entertainment and Culture from Jamaica. May I greet the Commissioner, the High Commissioner present, and all the leadership in different fraternities of our sector. May I say protocol, all protocol observed. The giant has fallen. And this is the giant that comes from a sector that is forever forgotten in life and only remembered in death. Carlos DjeDje, dubbed as the father of reggae. I know this because I think there's a song that I worked with him at Downtown Studios as an engineer and a programmer. But at that time, I was not yet with Lucky Dube. Most of you know that I was one of the keyboard players of Lucky Dube. And we have that history. I know exactly what reggae music is all about. Reggae artists are like prophets, and maybe no wonder they are rejected in their own lands, because prophets are always received well in foreign lands. And I want to say thank you, Minister from Jamaica, for honoring our own whilst we're still alive. Unlike our government that honors people when they are dead. I regard them as vultures and undertakers. They behave like undertakers. They only come when people are dead, when they don't even know. If you can ask any government official here present, which song did Carlos DjeDje sing? He got to, or she got to know about it this morning when they were giving her or him the speech to speak. He doesn't know, or she doesn't know which song that Carlos DjeDje recorded in the 70s. This is a giant that performed with the most renowned reggae artists. You name Bob Marley, you name Peter Tosh, Jimmy Cliff. This is only one artist in South Africa, probably in the continent, that has performed with Bob Marley. We only read about Bob Marley, some of us we heard his music, but Carlos DjeDje had an interaction with Bob Marley. Carlos DjeDje had an interaction with Peter Tosh, the two giants in reggae music. So we cannot take it light when such a spear falls. We need to pick it up. As Lucky Dube said, there is no truth in this world. We are living in a world that is full of mediocre, that is full of false promises. Hear them, but don't listen to them, because they're going to come and promise you. I have been part of the struggle over 30 years. I started, by the way, Minister, I started my struggles during the Renaissance Pledge when we toured in the United States. I had to stand up for the 14-piece band, for the 14-piece member band of Lucky Dube. When we were touring with most of the big stars from Jamaica doing American Renaissance Pledge. We're given one bottle of orange juice that is expired as a 14-piece band. And the Shabarans and Benson Keys, all these big stars were getting full catering and hospitality. And when I raised, I went to the guy who was heading Reggae Suspect, and I said, "Are you treating us like this because we come from Africa?" And he said, "I'm going to be open. I've seen your mentality. I've seen your courage. I'm going to be open with you and show you the contracts that all artists have signed. All other artists have listed whatever that they need, even if it would be a needle, they would list it. Our contract was blank because we have this apologetic approach towards things. I'm sorry, now we had that. Our manager said, "Hey, Chad, we needed not to burden them so much so that they can call us again." And only to find out that Reggae Suspects, she will attest, those who are coming from Jamaica, they will attest. Reggae Suspects on Saturday is purely for Jamaican artists. And I love how other countries are so committed to their own. Unlike ours, who would run like headless chicken when international stars are around and not go to the shows of the local artists only when they die. Now, on Saturday, it's only that. We performed on Friday as Lucky Dube. And there was a demand for us to come and perform. Rita Mali was one of those who said, "Please, you just reminded me of my husband. You have to perform on Saturday." And the demand made it possible. No Jamaican artist wanted to perform after Lucky Dube. We ended up headlining on Saturday. And that is the power of reggae music. Now, I want to say this in closing, sir, because I am loaded. As a member of parliament, I stand to fight for the artists, and I will never sell out on the struggle of artists. We have Carlos DjeDje's who has fallen, thanks for the honor whilst he's alive. We have Babu James Band, an artist who's been in death row. Yes. That's how much he contributed to the struggle. Not even a single street is mentioned after him. Not even a single honor by his own organization. I tried to get him out of ANC. He says, I won't be able to get out. I will die here, but I know my people are not serving. He's been into hospital. I called all the ministers that you can think of. They never came forward for him. And that's the nature of the African National Congress. Members, not the ANC. The members, individuals, were messing up the organization that was once a glorious movement. I want to say, stand up and be counted. 2024, let's make 2024 our 1994. Yes. I have served in the ANC for over 16 years as a volunteer. Not even a single cent for bread from any member that I was with at that time. When we were going through the darkest time of our life as artists, during the COVID-19 lockdown, I called Balula. I SMS to Balula, never responded. This person was a close friend of mine. So, but hear them, but don't listen. Wrong platform. I don't care. I fight for the struggle of artists wherever I am. I will not sell out on artists. Carlos DjeDje stood for justice, stood for peace, stood for unity. These divisions that you are making amongst us by selling us to the highest leaders, you're not going to get it. May his soul rest in peace and may his struggle continue. I will never sell out. The ANC Viva. And to the family. When Lazarus died, Jesus said, he is not dead. Okay. The difficult thing to deal with death or any situation as Christians is that it is difficult to follow a God who's able, because we think what he has done for others will do for us. He might not come and be Jesus Christ to raise Lazarus, but he lives on. His spirit lives on. I think I'll show you that. Amanda.
Ras James Mange, I remember when we went to Cape Town 2017, we had a reggae indaba in Cape Town, the first of its kind. We took him next, one of the reggae sisters took him to just go and check Robben Island. He was very emotional. This was for one of the reggae artists that I also interviewed in 2013. Before the passing of Utata Politata Mandela, we had number 4 at the cell of Nelson Mandela. As you know, in media, they will force you to do something before somebody passes on. I kept on refusing, but I had to do it before I go to Zimbabwe. There were elections in Zimbabwe in 2013. After interviewing him, I had to go to Zimbabwe. We were in the cell of Nelson Mandela in number 4, reflecting as he was one of the reggae band members in Robben Island, inside and outside. He's still a revolutionary.
Come on.
Now, I'm being asked to speak here today. It's very difficult for me because I'm being asked to open and read a golden scroll. Take out a leaf from that golden scroll. My brother, the shepherd, Carlos Marisana DjeDje. It is very difficult. I can't say everything I want to say. I'm going to speak about him someday. Not today. Today I'm here to look at all the faces and say, there is one thing and one thing that's very critical. Remember, he continues to live. Today I get an opportunity to take this leaf out of this golden scroll and place it on the highest peaks of the world, not the country, the world. Eugene just said a mouthful. This country kills its artists. However, as reggae practitioners, we don't die. It is difficult for me to talk today because it's like you asking me to talk about my twin brother. That is an African, and we are Africans. I will listen to how you saw him, how you perceived him. The Rasta movement has just edged the greatest DjeDje's on the golden granite stone of a forever history. Carlos DjeDje. I know, probably I'm following him very soon because we couldn't live without each other and we still can't. But we have today a Rasta movement in South Africa because he made it his mission to make sure that in spite of all the odds that we faced as Rasta practitioners in this country, we don't give up. Class and goodbye example. One bright morning, when the day is over, I will fly away, oh, fly away, oh, to Zion, fly away, oh, let me say, one bright morning, when my life is
And as you have said, Ras Carlos elevated the Rastafari movement to the high level on issues of humanitarian. I remember when there was Cyclone Idai in Soweto, we organized the fundraising to collect clothes and food. Ras Carlos came all the way. So it is important as we are reflecting on this that the Rastafari movement has been very vocal, not only after 1994. It's a movement, it's a way of life. It's a movement that is trying to be part of the nation building, social cohesion. Hence, it is important that everybody in this room will always talk about nation building, but we have to repair, we have to rebuild, and reparation is a must. So, Rona, DjeDje's here, if you can come forward. Municipal TV3, I'm going to go TV3, old school, so I don't share TV3. Whenever we saw the food, you are one. I'm going to allow me to again. DjeDje's was a Rona. Marco has said, Brazil. So, listen to Brajeri is one of the persons who are very concerned by the elders. I know anything that happens with the elders in our country. Will always WhatsApp me and tell Mama, there is a struggle. Mama, what's up? So, is Brajeri around? Brajeri? Oh, you are. And the Brajeri are very conscious. You know, like was so New Year, not celebrate New Year, I know that you work with many elders. And just to remind you, I think yesterday I spoke to many of our cultural artists from Bombe Maralo, Siko, Wakamabuse, Bobravusi, Bomzwake. They are all said about the passing of Carlos. That's what you must know, that many artists in our country are concerned about the plight of our artists. So it is important to reach it's not only the reggae fraternity or community and community Amarasta or the Rastafari community, even other national artists, Colbert Wahamkwebo was concerned also about Carlos DjeDje's. Rastaman Ukushi was concerned. Brajeri as well as the ritual mo Kitabita. As we are honoring the elder. From there, Brasol, Chibambo, as we see here, will be giving us a musical item, as we'll be now preparing towards the end of our program, where there will be the MEC of Sports, Recreation in Gauteng will also give us his message, tribute. Interestingly, when I spoke to the MEC, he said, you know, I knew Carlos when I was here. So I hope the MEC will share those moments of Carlos DjeDje's. DjeDje's, the mic is yours.
Ooh.
ngwana ditaba a nya mahlale ho tswa mpeng tsa ngwana setjhaba o tsebe hore ha re bana ba badimo fela ebile ha re bana ba badimo ba dimakahatso. I come from the motherland as fresh as the Aurora. Go dumela moepaphotse ha o le humo le tswang haufi. Afrika ke nako ya serona serona. It's the time for us to reflect. The Rastafarians, the artists in general, to ask difficult questions. What is our purpose? What is our role in the society? We cannot allow the country to go down when you have true artists being silenced because of fear. It's time for us to rise and occupy our rightful place and lead this society, because we have a divine gift of being the custodian of the memory of people. It's a time when we appreciate the elder. We have invited him to be with us now. He's here right now. At this moment, I will invite all the elders to come forward. Martina, you have been here and speak data. You know this elder. May you please come forward and be standing here with me when we do this. Martina. Usana, may you please come forward. All the elders, my elder, may you please come forward. You wanted to write a song. The Rastafarian elders, may you please come forward. Elder Don, may you please come forward. May you please stand here. These young people should know when they are standing on your shoulders, you have liberated this country. When it's time to eat, you are not considered. Yes, elder struggled. He struggled. For all the elders to come forward, because this is a very important moment to appreciate keep praying. The elders are here, and then we cannot afford to fail when you have this experience of over 5,000 years. We cannot allow to be paralyzed by fear when you have this experience. This is experience. And this experience coming out of this memorial service, when we plant the seed of the elder, must stand up and rise to the government and tempt it. We are here. Where the government is doing good, we'll credit them. Where they go wrong, we'll advise them. If they don't listen, we'll tell the God. I'm here with the elders are here. Solo, may you please come here. I want you to represent the young people and those that are neglected in our community. Awareness. This is the moment of who we are. This one is sensible. We are now in Kwanzaa. The Rastafarians all over the world will be celebrating the Kwanzaa. The precious African people all over the world will be celebrating Kwanzaa. Now is the time for the first fruit. This is the time for the first fruit. Yes. Over again. Over the first fruit of the month. It's time for the first fruit. It's a Kwanzaa celebration. This is the Rastafari and this is the spirit of of William Makeba, the beautiful Africans of Salomon, the beautiful Africans of Salomon. This is who we are. Please come over to the house and over. Peace, Mama. We did this on behalf of the creative sector with the elders with us. We cannot afford to fail this country. The artists must reclaim their voice and stand up for the voiceless. Thank you, elders. May you please sit at the other what we know, this is who we are.
You know, one thing about Carlos DjeDje, I think Royal Marang was where they was watching jazz. Carlos will always bring jazz into reggae space. That's how it was so important. I've also been reminded that before I asked Ntsako to come, some can come forward and hear your tribute. To be very brief. I was also reminded that Carlos DjeDje was also a staunch member and a member of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Tanzania. They say the messenger of peace from Africa to the world, farewell to eternal glory, son of the soil. Pass our greetings to our ancestors, Peter Tosh. So Carlos moved in all liberation movements using the power of reggae music. Earlier we did call you and we know that there was challenged family, but pay your last tribute as will be also representing Boogeyman as well, Mushidi, and all members who have been part of the Carlos DjeDje band.
Greetings. Dumelang Africa. Community, ya Rastafarians. Ahoy. To the family, I'm Seiji. Rose, happy. Thank you for taking care of Brakamus in his last years and days. DjeDje's, thank you. 5 houses away from mine, there was a band, and we were very young. So the whole neighborhood, I think it was on Thursdays in the evening. As dirty as we were as boys, we'd go to that garage where Bra Carlos used to rehearse with his band. And I sort of totally forgotten that. And then when I met again with Bra Carlos, even then, I think As for All in 1995, 96, 97, he had a project which unfortunately couldn't take off. And since then, when I was in one space with him, he would tell everyone that, you know, Mushimani, oh, this boy, when we used to rehearse in Ramokopa Street, where I was born and raised, I used to pass him at the gate. Asa paraburuku kaichoki, aseklefeti mautu. So everywhere, whether we meet high-profile people and stuff, you would mention that and tell people that this boy, I knew him from this age when he was very, very, very dirty and clumsy. He used to come and watch our rehearsals. Little did I know that God had a plan that later in life we would meet with Bra Carlos. I prefer to call him King Carlos. He knows why. Because once he went to Japan and he told me a story that there was a red carpet and the Japanese, when he was moving out from the plane, and a whole lot of Japanese had this guard of honor, and they went King Carlos, King Carlos, King Carlos. So then I adopted that and I started calling him King Carlos. But other than that, I used to call him Brakal. Never I would find myself calling him Tate Carlos. Just like Gibson Kente, where I went and trained as an actor, but people didn't want people to call them Tate Gibson. Tate Gibson. You want people, and I think I'm one of those who would want people to address me like that. We allow the child within as artists to express itself. So as you see them playing the sax and all that, you can see them in great beards and stuff. But once it's like Wamaroha. Artists are like that. The youngest, the child within wants to live forever. If I have to fall down and roll, I'll do that 100 times without even having to check who's around me. So, and one other thing that is most important, I want people to know, Nalibra Carlos, we engaged a lot about the power of prayer. The power. He spoke about prayer every time, and he knew that I'm a prayerful person. So every time he knew, we'd do stuff and say, and I would do that all the time. So again, you fast forward it to about 5 years back, met with Dr. Rostislava Pashkevich and took her to a festival somewhere in Joburg, and then she met Bra Carlos for the first time. And once he saw Bra Carlos, he knew the journey was predestined. So later again, the following year, the creation and Timos just told me now, the play we wrote with Dr. Rostislava, King in the Jungle, which was performed by TUT musicals, theater students. He says to me, because he came, I think, twice to watch the show, and he couldn't just sit. I was watching him from behind, right at the seats there, and then he went up and down throughout the show. He was like crazy in a movement that one wouldn't stop him to want to express himself. And Timo says now that was a powerful sense of. My wife says, please bring back, for the past 5 years, bring back King in the Jungle. This is the powerful, one of the powerful musicals ever to be written for a person who was alive. And he performed in that musical. At the end of the show, we called Bra Carlos, and Bra Carlos, and I remember we had this argument, a long argument with him, that Bra Carlos, you cannot perform. We are honoring you, and he insisted, I'm going to perform. This is my musical. And now we're going to confuse the audience because it's all about you. And Bra Carlos says, I don't care, I'm going to perform. And he honored every performance. He was there, wearing the white regalia. And at the end, he performed, because there was all the songs about him. And he performed Peter Tosh's song. And he kept on, and I remember him calling Rosti Flava to the stage, and Rosti would jam with him. And it doesn't stop there. We went to record in One Passage Music. Neil Solomons, who engineered the music, the powerful universal peacekeeper song. I remember trying to put one voice in the vocals, and he said, center voice in. I put another voice, and he said, also put another voice, the third voice. And I said, no, but comes enough. He says, now put another voice. I put the fourth voice, and I said, no, it's enough. No, it's not finished. Again, I wanted to put the last voice. And if you can listen to Universal Peacekeeper, those voices, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how did you listen to the vocals that are there. And every artist who contributed to that song. And later we did a song about coronavirus. It's out there, you can check it. And we did it with Ria. Ria, I think she's here. It's a beautiful song, and we did it. But I'd like to do this. Orthodox, I know you forgot the song if you were here, but please, Caribbean Creed, which was inspired by Bra Carlos. I have a gospel album, but in my gospel album, because I lived with him in the past years, for many years, and I had to record this song because of his inspiration. Do this, my brother. Caribbean Creed. Thank you, everyone, for your contribution. But another thing that we can't forget about him is his sense of humor. And no one can match the sense of humor that Carlos DjeDje, like it or not. So we used to laugh a lot when we were with Bra Carlos. Bushiri, the State Theatre, thank you for allowing us this space for this beautiful send-off. But it will be lovely if you can sing until 6 o'clock. And jam until 6 o'clock. No. Yeah, thank you. King DjeDje's, the musical, to tour the world. Do you agree? Do you agree? We'll try to find 50 million rands to tour the world, and it's gonna happen. Thank you. Thank you.
For the tribute and to remind us about Carlos JJ. Nsako, the MEC advisor, can you come forward to introduce the MEC? Hey, it's about Carlos Awonyo. Rasjabulane and Rastapelo, we are going to close as well. The family member, Kate Ramaida, Noena, will be ready to do a vote of thanks. Nsako, over to you, brother.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the High Commissioner of the Republic of Jamaica, MEC Ladies and gentlemen, I'm presenting to you the MSc of Sports, Arts and Culture and Recreation in Gauteng, who leads a department that has got what we call a Living Legends program, that through the cultural exchange programs we go through our provinces to honor the living legends, but also make sure they participate so that the legacy they've created continues. MEC, you lead a department where through the cultural exchange program, Carlos Ledle performed in the Muti wa Matsonga in Limpopo. That is the department that you lead. MEC is a seasoned political leader with extensive governance experience, having served 2 terms as a ward councillor in the city of Tshwane, being a member of the Rules and Ethics Committee of the city of Tshwane, whilst a ward councillor. She also served as chairperson of the Water and Sanitation and Energy Subcommittee of the South African Local Government Association, while still a councillor in the city of Tshwane. She also served as a member of the mayoral committee responsible for health and social development and formed part of the leadership of the social and economic cluster in the city of Tshwane. MEC Misupe is also, or has the distinction of being the first female Speaker of Council in the city of Tshwane, the position she held until 2016. MEC, your department must also be on of con artists who take the struggles of artists for granted. When they meet you in their boardrooms, they represent their jackets and buy expensive cars and hammers instead of representing the struggles of artists. The struggles of artists must not be taken for granted. Our ancestors and forefathers are speaking through you. And it is important as Black people that we must then be able to honor that. The MEC is passionate about government and empowerment and development of young people, women, and particularly regards their participation in the mainstream economic activity, and so the artists. She is currently the Provincial Executive Committee member of the African National Congress and serves as the Provincial Treasurer of Gauteng ANC. While introducing to you, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Wilfred Kitwele Moragani Misupe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Program Director, for the opportunity. And thank you, Nzako, for the generous introduction. Allow me then, Program Director, to acknowledge in our presence and thank you for the opportunity. To acknowledge also in our presence Honorable Olivia Range. I want to do this properly. Who is represented by the Commissioner, Honorable Joan Thomas Edwards. I also want you to allow me to acknowledge the CEO, Dr. Zbongiseni Mkhize. I want to say protocol observed, but I don't feel comfortable with it because it feels like you're leaving other people out. But I am going to do that so that I can rush then to acknowledging the family. Yeah, Abud Carlos, and I'll explain why. Also to acknowledge the elders, as they were called over by DjeDje's. I want to also acknowledge officials from the department because without them, most of the work will never be done, and we hardly ever acknowledge them. You know, as politicians, as we are given podiums to speak, and I don't think it's right because they contribute to the success of the work that is being done. So, Program Director, I have what I want to share here with yourselves in honor of Abu Carlos. But I want you to allow me to start with a message. You make reference to the fact that I knew Carlos when I was about 6, 7, since it's an and I'm going to read a message from my sister because she is the reason why Carlos, Jabu, Linkwele were part of the furniture Mumbai. She lives in the United States of America now. She's a professor at Sac State, professor of anthropology, and this guy here that we are honoring today contributed to the decision that she made. So she says, I knew Carlos growing up in Atteridgeville. At the time, he was part of a very famous musical band called the DjeDje's. I thought the lady who was speaking, yes, there we are. Yes. So now I know it's the DjeDje's. They kept the household very vibey, very alive. So all of these performances took me back, they transported me to my childhood. So he and his friends and band members, Jabu and Upele, were constant visitors to my home at 5 Mambani Street. I think I forgot to say that I'm reading this in the first person as my sister wrote it. So it's not me speaking here, I'm just her voice. I was of course the main reason why Carlos, Jabu and Upele came to visit my home, even though they all became known and very familiar to all my family. They became part of the family. I re-established contact and spoke with Carlos a few months ago, reminiscing about the old days and times. In those conversations, he also spoke very lovingly and highly of his interactions with my younger sister, Winnie, that's me, with whom he still had contact. He wanted to know where everybody in my family was and what they were currently doing. We exchanged pictures and were to meet when I came home last month. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And now he has joined the DjeDje's. Carlos was a gentle and loving soul, I told you. That's the Carlos I know. It was my person. Through my interactions with him, I experienced nothing but love, care, and gained profoundly from his rich knowledge base. I will miss him and may his soul rest in peace. That's the message from Auntie. Carlos knew my sister as Auntie. So let me share with you the message that from the department. We had two. One was very formal, speaking about, the role that we played as a department. Nzabo spoke to part of it. And then there was another one that, we wrote with the speechwriter who is also very artistic. And I chose to share with you the second one because of the colors that I know. So in the heart of rhythmic melodies, where beats became a language, lies the legacy of a maestro, a trailblazer, Carlos DjeDje's, also known as King of the Jungle, father of African reggae, South African and Pretoria born. His career started at the height of apartheid repression. Like all progressive cultural activists and freedom fighters, he suffered the demon of apartheid harassment, banning of his musical work for its progressive message. There was a gentleman who was sitting here and spoke here earlier on. I think he made reference to this. I don't think so, I know so, because I think all of you heard him. He made reference to this point that I'm raising now. His music, a diverse woven with vibrant hues, transcends time. It etches in the soul of the person, and it never loses grip. He remains our cultural ambassador at the global front till the end, having taken our culture and music to the rest of the world as he performed in Asia, in Europe, and African countries alike. The founding father of reggae, your spirit forever soars through the strumming of guitars and lyrics that open doors, as we have just witnessed. In each chord, a story. In every note, a tale. Echoes of your passion, your zeal, in every reggae scale. You ignited a movement, a cultural symphony, uniting hearts, uniting minds, in harmonic synchronicity. Your rhythm, a compass of those seeking liberation, guiding spirit, sparking change, a beacon of inspiration. Though you've departed this earthly stage we tread, your melodies linger, immortalized, never to be misled. So while that gentleman was making reference to the fact that, he was listening to a cassette and it set his path, what I was thinking is that as an avid consumer of reggae music, by the way, and a collector, the only thing I'm missing is that cassette. So if any one of you still have it, please, I'll pay for just to listen to it or have it recorded, because I have all of his music, and that's a personal plea. Can cover if Lena Leona can cover that version. Okay, so both of us will have to go pleading for it.